Morning, afternoon, friends. This is Tracy Brown, and I want to talk a little bit today about rebellion eating. So there are different kinds of rebellion eating. I'll just list right now what we're not going to talk about, so you're not confused and not thinking that I have forgotten this style of, reactive eating. And definitely there's other videos that I've done about that you can review as well on, here on Facebook or on the YouTube channel. You can just kind of search for that and you'll find it. So what we're not going to talk about today, just real quick, so people don't feel like that their circumstance isn't heard, is oftentimes when we're rebellion eating, pushing away food. I'm not doing it. It's too much. I'm overwhelmed. Again, that has to do with fear, but it has more to do with I'm not connected to my body. My mind is screaming at me that if I eat more food, something bad will happen. I'll gain weight, I'll get sick, something like that. So oftentimes the rebellion is pushing away life, pushing away what your needs might be, because we don't really know what we need, how to get them, if my needs are okay, that kind of stuff. So that's a different kind of video. If you're interested in that video, I can do a redo of that and remake that. If you can't find it, or if you're interested in a review, we can totally do that. So just put a comment that you'd like to hear more about that in the link in the description and the box where you can leave comments below. Today's rebellion eating is about a similar thing, flip the coin, but rebellion eating happens a lot of times when, again, it's just based in fear of not getting needs met. So, for example, a lot of times people just basically say, screw it kind of eating, when it feels like what's in their mind about how they should eat is just not attainable. It feels like I just can't manage the emotions anymore with my white knuckling in the absence of maybe more emotional regulation or support or, again, knowing what the body wants. Or maybe just too tired after a long day of disconnection from self or a long day of over-functioning. Again, too much activation, not enough basically balance in the ebb and flow of doing things, coming to some settledness or rest, doing things, coming to some settledness. So rebellion eating, screwed eating is just, I'm too hungry, I'm too tired, I don't know what to do. Another form of rebellion eating we see is, I know I went through this, once I started to thaw out from the other kind of rebellion eating, which was my needs are too much, they don't matter anyway, who cares? If I pursue thinness, at least that's one less thing people can maybe criticize me about. That kind of rebellion eating. Other kind of rebellion eating, as I started to thaw out and the emotions started to really come to the surface of, oh, my needs have been disregarded, not only just by others, but by myself. And I had a lot of anger about that. And I had a lot of shame, kind of even some humiliation. So a way that we might rebellion eat is just I might not even want that food, but I'm going to eat it just in case it gets taken away again. Or the fullness might be a trigger and we want to eat it because, again, part of our mind isn't renewed where it's it's going to be there, I can have it again. And if we start to have some deprivation thoughts, diet thoughts essentially, we'll rebel against that by eating. Okay, and the last rebellion eating we're going to cover in this video is just, it still relates to fear. All of these reasons are fear-based, right? The last one's about, I know I need to maybe make some nutrition changes to be supportive to my body, not to try to, the word health has been so poisoned, to be honest. When you say the word health, people mostly assume you're either being really rigid and strict or you're restricting calories, try to lose weight and in an attempt to get healthy, even though we all know that's not going to be lasting in those kind of white knuckling kind of ways. But oftentimes there's some I know I could benefit from some more water, some fiber, protein, whatever it is, whatever food it is or component it is, but it feels like it's a diet. And so we actually eat something that isn't that supportive because a part of us is afraid that any kind of eating that would be deemed healthy is a threat to going back to disordered behavior. And I totally we totally get that. I experienced the same thing, and I had to do a lot of really slow reintroduction to, again, keeping a good bedtime schedule that would help me recover from my day's activities and help me feel more vital the next day. It could be taking, for you, vitamins feels like a threat, and so we rebel against not doing it, even though it would help us. For others, it could be fiber or water, or whatever it is. Anything that you have past associations with, meaning I'm being healthy, aka I'm restricting stuff, basically. The things to eat these things and eating these things or doing these activities feels like a threat. It could be movement as well. Most of my clients, we have to go through a period of time where we are reintroducing movement, but first by even just being able to talk about it without feeling triggered in an activation. So it's a process. And so these are really common reasons why people will call it rebellion eat. And maybe I've missed something. I wasn't intending to cover every reason, but I listed 3. If you have more, please put them in the comments below, and I'm happy to talk about your circumstance. And one just to validate that you're not crazy. Nothing's wrong with you. It's a reaction and a response to fear of something happening, being restricted again, being controlled again, being seen as like your only worth and value is it if you are successful with weight loss, whatever it is that we are like, I don't want to think about that again. I don't want to go near that. I want to feel that. Pretty common stuff. What's the solution to all these things is to slow down and become that compassionate witness. It's like, oh, I'm even thinking about going for a walk. Oh, I'm even thinking about even having a piece of fruit today. And that makes me feel like, oh my gosh, like I got to do it right. And I got to do this every day. If you notice, like, oh, and I'm getting really reactionary towards that. But it's 2025 or put in your year. And it's not those times where I'm using that activity to manipulate my body, punish myself, prove myself, try to be somebody. All the different reasons maybe you went on these diets in the first place or restricted your food in the first place. So that's a simple thing you can try to do today, just to bring awareness to like, oh, I'm doing that thing. And I know that's not me now. That is trying to honor my body, to slow down, to listen, and to eat and to move and to think in my values. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next video. This will have a little mini blog post connected to it at the weekend. If you want to check that out, if you need more help with this issue, of course you can reach out. We're happy to help you. So thank you so much. Bye for now.